Mates podcast. My name is Andrew Grayson, your host as ever, and we are back with another wee double feature. Yes, we're back to review two movies, two of the latest releases in the cinema and I am joined here today by the Triple Barrel Man. He is Craig Andrew Mooney.
Hello Andrew, hello watchers and listeners, here to give you my last remaining sliver of energy.
And he is the smackiest of smacks. He is Polly Smack. Paul, start it.
Brum. Brum, 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 brum.
Big Peaky Blinders fan?
Brum, brum, Oh, sorry. I had used the medium of acting to transform myself into a car there. If that was not
see
clear.
there. I just thought you were somebody from Birmingham. That's all I thought it was. Cheating your own fucking city.
I'm
how
good,
are we,
mate.
lads?
I'm good. Thank you.
That's
Thank
what I
you.
like to hear.
That's yeah. Just giving a little sneak preview of what's coming up in the episode here. I'm stoked about it.
Stoked.
Now do your zombies.
And how are you, Craig?
Oh
yeah, do your zombie.
Okay.
No. Be more accurate. Do your 28 years later zombie.
Okay.
Get your cock out! And that's a little mini spoiler for what's coming later on in the episode.
It's not that kind of podcast.
Oh, it fucking is today. We are here, of course, to talk about 28 Years Later and the new Brad Pitt F1 movie. Yeah, that's basically what this podcast is going to be about. Which would you guys like to do first? And then I'll get into the old rigmarole.
I
Good question.
went.
Let's do. I'm gonna lie. I'm not letting you guys decide because I've just realised. let's do F1 first. Paul has came dressed as a wank, ready for F1. So we'll do F1 first, and then we'll do 28 Years Later because I think there's slightly more to talk about with 28 Years Later than there is with F1. I could be wrong. Let's wait and see. So, if you have not yet watched or listened to this podcast, here's how it goes. We will give you our top thoughts on the movie that we are reviewing, and then we'll give you a big old spoiler warning where you can go off to the cinema or wherever you're watching your movie, and then come on back and listen to us get into lots of spoiler details. Now, let's start off with F1. Right. I don't know really where to start. In fact, here's a way to start. Right, Craig, you picked it for for the movie draft.
Yes.
Just FYI, people, part 2 is coming very, very soon. But yeah, you picked it for your movie draft. So, what was your excitement? What was your level of interest? Like, did you think it was? What was the reason that you picked it? And then, what was your level of interest after seeing like the trailers and stuff like that?
So I picked this, and I kind of think I took everyone by surprise when I did, because everyone, I don't think it was on anyone else's radar really, but I had heard things coming out of this, I think when we picked it, it had kind of just wrapped, and there was like a big buzz surrounding it, as if like to say like they've gone into like actual F1 and they've filmed at like actual events, and it's like a big budget, high spectacle. It's the same guy who did Top Gun Maverick, it is going to have that level of attention to detail and like the kind of big high octane scenes. So I'd heard all these things, and I was like, well, that sounds like it could be a big crowd pleaser. So I thought I was really struggling actually to come up with a Joker pick for the first one in the draft. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I think it's going to be a big, massive bums on seats kind of film. Let's get that in, and let's get it as our Joker. So obviously the Joker score at time of recording has not come out yet because we've seen it at an early preview, but it's not only out, I think, as of tomorrow on Wednesday. So. Or today? No, yes. God, I don't even know what day of the week it is. Oh God.
We're recording Tuesday. By the time this comes out, it'll probably have been out a day or two.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll know the score by then. But as of now, I don't know the Joker score. But I'm excited to see. But the rumors are it's gonna be a big crowd pleaser. It's going to get that big high score. And in terms of my thoughts on the film, non-spoiler wise, I enjoyed it. It was a movie. As in, it was a movie. It wasn't a film. It was a movie, and there's a distinction. And wanky people like us know the difference. But you know what I mean. So
fucking don't put me in that book, call me a wank. Fucking.
Oh, Andrew, you and your Severance, you and your folk.
Fucking pish television, but yeah. What about you, Paul? Well, Craig, you kind of answer this, and then Paul, you kind of join on and give us your overall thoughts. Are you an F1 fan in general, like, is it a sport? Well, yeah, I guess.
Yes,
It's a sport.
I think after watching this film, I think I would agree it is a sport. Actually, bizarrely, my late grandmother, she was massively into F1 for some fucking reason that I never actually knew. So I used to see it now and again when I used to go around and visit her. She had it on. She was a big fan. So yeah, I've personally never been a fan, but I would say after watching this film, I'm a bit more intrigued than I was. I'm not probably going to watch it, but I think this film did make me think for a
I
second.
can appreciate it. I'm not going to give a fuck about it. But
I'm not going to lower myself by watching this crap, but
yeah.
I can see why people like it.
Yeah, I get that. What about you, Paul, mate? Because I mean, I know it's a big Netflix thing as well. So, like, what's your background with F1? Are you a big fan of F1? Have you watched that whole Drive to Survive thing on Netflix? Are you like, wait, I mean, I would hope so, considering you're wearing a fucking Mercedes top and you don't drive.
I like Cars.
Right.
The film Disney's Cars.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yes.
And that's about all my experience with driving and driving
Why the fuck
related
have you got a
shows.
Mercedes top on?
Because I like the way the car goes broom, broom.
Right. Okay.
I like Mercedes.
You're an odd fellow. So you're not a big F1 fan. What about the movie? Where are your thoughts? Were you excited before it? Did it live up to expectations? All that kind of stuff.
Well, as I've just mentioned, I'm not really much of an F1 person, so I was like, it'll be a fine racing movie going into it. I actually got way more into it than I was expecting to. I thought they really told a good story with it, and it was a big blockbustery kind of feel. That's what I sort of took from the kind of the movie thing from it. But yeah, I think it delivered on a really good sort of underdog trying to go at it one last time kind of story. You know, the old cowboys still got rounds in the 6-shooter kind of thing, and he can still go. So he went and done it, and yeah, no, I liked it. And there's one bit in particular in the film that I thought was so good, it even got an audible gasp when we were in the screen. So it did. So I was like, there was a few moments in it where I thought that's really well done, the way they play around with sound and music and silence sometimes as well. So yeah, no, I really dug it, and it made me care about, see when they started using like the tactics to try and win, and it wasn't just trying to come in first place. I was like, you know, their time and so I was like, right. And I'm like,
It's quite interesting, wasn't it? Yeah.
There's actually some tactics and stuff here other than just pass over the finish line first. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So that
Can
all
I
that sort of
ask,
interests me.
So obviously we went to Cineworld. Cineworld did a preview screening on Monday night. You guys went to Edinburgh, I went to Glasgow. When you say there was an audible gasp, was it one of you two? Because if that's something that we're going to go on, I'm going to just gasp in every film that I really like so that I can be like, people gasped.
You do that all the time anyway, though, with
yeah, because I
with
fucking
Marvel.
love Marvel movies. So my thoughts on F1 when this movie came out. So I'm not big into racing. I'm not big into like I drive. I'm not really into cars. I'm. The thing that I've realized though is I really like racing movies in terms of two of my favorite ones are Rush and
Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious.
versus
You're a Fast and Furious
Ford
fan.
I mean, I don't mind it, but no.
Too
Ford
Fast, Too
versus Ferrari.
Furious.
Or is it Le Mans 66? It's one of those ones. But yeah, I really like those films. And I think what I felt was missing from this was at the beginning, it didn't say based on true story or based on true events, or like this was fictional and this was not real in a sense, and it was two made up characters. And again, like obviously I'm not having a go. It was really cool that they did involve, this isn't really spoiler because it's in the trailers and stuff, but they involved the actual F1. There was some F1 drivers that were actually in it, obviously due to the commentator as well. I think it's the same commentator that does the racing and stuff like that. The story was good. Brad Pitt was really great, but I feel as if it was just Brad Pitt being Brad Pitt at this point, and I enjoy watching that. I'm not saying that as a negative. He was fucking great. Also doesn't have the right to look as good as he does at that age. Like Jeez, Brad.
Is he
give us
60
secrets.
odd? Is he 60 odd?
He's older than. I think he's older than Tom Cruise, and he's.
Jeez.
Jesus
Really?
Christ, man, like, yeah.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but double
I'm
check. He's
looking that up.
definitely up there.
I tell you
Yeah.
what, he's great with a couple of balls. Old
Aren't we
Brad
all?
Pitt.
He's a little bit younger. He's
What age is he?
61. 61.
Still in his 60s, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, you'd kill to look like that, and I'd kill to look like that in my 30s.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
like to me, look, it was good, and for me, that's it. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was fine.
It was solid.
I don't think I would ever watch it again. I feel like if you are an F1 fan, you might get more out of this movie than myself or whoever if you're not into F1. So there might be wee winks and nods. Like, again, I know what F1 enough to know like who people are, so like who the owners are or who the drivers are. Like I know F1 enough to know like, oh, I know who Lewis Hamilton is, or I know who fucking the Red Bull guy is. I can't think his name off the top of my head, but yeah, to me, yeah, it was good. Like it's hard for me to get into it more than that, because I was just going, yeah, I enjoyed it. There was a lot of stuff that was the points where it was edge of my seat was like the crashes were done really really well, and the camera work and stuff in and out the cars was great. But as much as Paul might have been saying this as a joke, I'd rather watch Cars than this. Like, I literally would rather watch the Disney Pixar Cars than this, because it's a very similar story, and I think Cars is more entertaining.
And that famously is also based on a true story. So, you know.
Yeah, but this one isn't. The other thing I felt was missing was there was no conflict.
There we go,
or there
Paul,
wasn't
finally.
enough conflict. What? What have I done?
No, Paul finally got my joke after about a 10-second delay.
Oh, because it's better. Yeah. But yeah, like to me, like there wasn't anybody to root against in a way until the very end, and I didn't really care. Like I wanted, like when you watch Le Mans, there are people you do not like, and then when you watch Rush, it's two people that you will pick one side to be on. Whereas in this one, the two main characters, it didn't seem, or there wasn't maybe enough conflict between the two that made me go, oh, fucking don't like that one, or oh, that one is a much better person than the other one. So like to me, I think that was maybe something that was missing for me. But yeah, look, if you're into F1, go see this film. But now's the spoiler time. So we're going to get into spoilers. We're going to talk more specific. So if you have not yet seen F1 at the cinema, I know you assume you haven't because we are recording it before it's out, but it'll be out roughly about the time this is out. Go to the cinema, see F1, and then come on back and see what myself and Craig and Paul have to say. So, Paul, you seem to be the highest on this. Like, what were some of the highlights of this movie for you?
Easily one of the best moments. The moment where everyone gasped in our cinema, anyway.
Yeah, what was that?
Was when Pierce looks like he might. You know, they're in the race. I think it's in. No, is it Hungary? I think it's Hungary, where it starts raining, and he's about to overtake, and he looks like I think they're maybe edging for like fourth place or something, and he's about to do the overtake, and he does it too early, and then his car just goes like flies through the air.
Not Brad Pitt, the other character.
Pierce, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes flying through the air, and this car just sets on fire, explodes, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. His car explodes, mountainous of flames, and he's got wee burny hands when he gets out. That's it. He's just got wee burny.
Well, that's what they wear the suits and the helmet for.
Yeah, but he's back racing in a couple of weeks.
It was 3 weeks.
That's not enough to get over fucking burns.
They have the best doctors in the world, the F1 do. The best doctors.
Again, I feel as if this is where it was like, not that the stakes weren't as high, because again, like when you watch the ones that are based in real life, you know what these people have like gone through and stuff like that. Like the guy from Rush, you knew he'd obviously been burned entirely around his face, and you knew what the outcome of that was. Whereas in this one, like, I felt like they introduced stuff with Brad Pitt's character quite late in the game, which ultimately didn't really come to anything. Like, so the whole bit that his spine was fucked up and it was causing him like to bad bloody eyesight and this, that, and the other thing, and it only kind of gets shown in the last race, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he was fine in the end. He's flying.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah.
Well, I think the point of it is that every time he gets in a car, he could die. Like that's basically like more so than your average driver. Like he's more at risk, and he doesn't care because, as we've noted from the film, it's not about the money for him. It's about the thrill of the drive. It's about sitting in the seat, feeling the tarmac go underneath you, and just feeling he doesn't have a second gear. He's only got 6 gear. He's only got 1 gear, and it's go. And he's gonna drive, and he's gonna cross a finish line, and he's gonna.
You can tell Paul's not got his license the way he just described gears there. He's like, he's not got 2nd gear. He's only got 6. I'm like, well, he's going fucking nowhere. Then and we sat there and he'll be stalled in his fucking driveway. But yeah, no, look, I get the character, and I get his whole concept is like he's like, don't get me wrong, like there was some really nice acting moments. Loved Javier Bardem. I actually liked all the actors in this.
Yeah.
I thought they were all really good. They done a good job. I just felt that there was stuff missing. So like there was a lovely speech between Bardem and Brad Pitt when he was like, "Look, this is all I've got. If I die in this car, I'll happily do that. I'll die a happy man. This is everything I know and everything I want and everything I love." I just felt like, I don't know. I felt like it was almost rushed in a sense of how they got from Brad Pitt's this cocky fucking vet that's come in, and then all the team love him and they don't like the new guy, to then when we get to near the end that the new guy's doing Brad Pitt's running jogging thing with the team, and then they're all buddy and like wanting to, like he's cheering Brad Pitt's character to win the race rather than him wanting to win the race. I just felt as if that was quite rushed, and it didn't feel as if it had enough mapped out as to how we got there.
Well,
yeah,
he's taken on a few pointers at Brad Pitt. He's learned to not care about the brand deals, and he's focusing more on the race and the team.
Get off your
he's
phone.
all about the team.
Get off your phone.
Yeah, and I liked that played into, see the whole poker game bit between them, where he's like,
but
see
that was my whole point. Where did he learn this lesson? Where did he get this advice other than the fucking 5-minute poker game that we got?
The poker games.
Both their dads died at the same age.
The poker game is a metaphor as well as an actual poker game. So like he's like went all in. He thinks he's gonna win. He thinks he's got a good hand, and then Brad Pitt lets him win and gives him that sort of ego boost and whatnot, and that actually helps their relationship a bit. But he's also taught him a lesson at the same time. But at the same time, Brad Pitt's actually
helps him get his hole, by the way. Helps him get his hole.
Got the hand, yes. Let's not forget that. Brad Pitt actually wins.
Pause before we get to his hole. So I get everything you're saying, but this is my point where I'm like, it doesn't make sense because it feels rushed. He didn't know that Brad Pitt let him win.
Yeah,
he fucking left.
But it's the conversation that they've had. It's not the fact that he's won. It's the bonding and the conversation they have. Because when he goes to the club, he's like, I don't really want to be here. Whereas before, he would have been like, yeah, look at me. Take a video of me. I'm dancing in a club. I'm going to drive tomorrow. I just drank a beer.
I did actually look at that as well. It was a non-alcoholic beer because I did watch that going, you can't be fucking you can't be driving, never mind driving a fucking F1 car if you're on the fucking sauce the night before. But yeah, like Craig, obviously, like you can maybe look at it more as a writer. Am I completely off that it was rushed? Am I completely off that it felt that way?
No, I don't think so. Actually, no, I kind of do agree with you. I think they try to do something different with the whole, like, friends to enemies to friends type thing, because they kind of had like a false start, pardon the pun, like with the whole kind of relationship. Like so like they started off like obviously hating each other, but then they kind of started to work as a team until obviously Pierce had his accident, and then it kind of set them back, and then obviously they then made up again. Like, so I think they tried something different by having that, like, because usually in these films you start off as enemies, you become friends, and say la vie, something happens, and fantastic endings. But they kind of had to they want to maybe put like a little interruption in that. So I kind of could see what they were trying to do and maybe trying something a bit different. But I think you're right. I think that because of that second attempt at it felt a bit rushed. I would say, and maybe some of the things could have been brought in a little bit earlier. And certainly the Brad Pitt stuff, I was totally on board with that one. I think they needed to drip feed some of that stuff in a bit earlier on, so that we had it more jeopardy for him. I think going through the whole film.
I mean, they did show when he gets into a car, he holds on the hood. People are like, "What are you doing?" And it's clearly something not right with him.
No, I was going to say that though, because as well they do the ice bath thing as well. But I'm like, he's old as fuck. Obviously he's going to need a fucking ice bath after that. This is what I'm saying. Is it's not drilled home on how in jeopardy he is every time he races, and it's only really the last race where we have that kind of jeopardy. And I feel as if we should have maybe had it one more race or three races where the bloody vision, and you're like, oh fuck, he might not make it. At no point did I think Brad Pitt was going to die in this after I found out, because there was only one race left, and I was like, well, they're not going to kill him in the last race. You need that kind of will he, won't he, at least. The one thing I will compliment, the action scenes, the stuff when they're in the cars and the racing and stuff is great. And I think a lot of people that are F1 fans will find a lot of good in that, and it'd be quite cool to see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and how they did that, just from a movie making point of view. But yeah, again, I'm open to you guys telling me more, but I felt like, as I say, the actor's done a really good job. I just felt like it kind of falls into why I have a problem with F1 in general, because there's the whole to me, I'm going there was a really good, it was corny as fuck, and I knew it was coming, and I laughed at the time. It was something when it started pissing down and they had 3 laps left, and it's oh, we've got our miracle and blah blah blah, and he's like, oh, we don't have the car, and then Javier Bardem's like, but we have the driver, and I'm just oh, it's so cheesy. But here's my issue with F1 overall, as a sport, is I'm going, you don't know who the best driver is, because it's about who's in the best car. I think every car should be the fucking same, and then you know who the best driver is. And obviously there was a whole kind of B plot with I'm going to get her name up, the girl in it. Where is she?
Kerry Condon.
Irish one.
Condon.
Who played Kate. Yeah, Kerry Condon, who played Kate. She was obviously, again, it was kind of, there was so many wee kind of mini subplots, because you also had the other girl who was part of the pit stop team.
Who's doing very well, and good for her, because I saw her first ever proper role in Doctor Who, and she's doing a very good job, so good for her.
Yeah, I'm glad, but I'm just talking about as the character as well, but as I was just wait,
is it Jodie? Her name was Jodie in the thing. Her name's Callie Cook, but her name is Jodie in the film.
But yeah, there was just she left a fucking bolt gun on the track, and she got yelled at, and Kate's a fucking the first ever woman team supervisor, and nobody believes in it. And I was just yeah, okay, cool, let's fucking win the race. I just felt as if there wasn't enough to be invested in, and then she was just cool with Brad Pitt just fucking shagging her and then leaving. And I was just that's not how that would go. She literally.
He's a cowboy. He's a cowboy. He's a free spirit.
I don't date anyone without blah blah blah, and I certainly don't do it mid-season, and I certainly don't do it mid-season with a race car guy. And then Brad Pitt's let's fuck.
That's the one thing I would change about the film.
She's he does it to 2 of them as well. He just comes out with his bag and he's like, right, I'm off. Thanks for the fuck. See you down the road. And then he walks out. And then the fucking his driver pal comes and he goes, Brad, where are you going? I've done what I came to do, mate. Twice. That's me away. See you down the road. I'm off to the beach. And And I was just like, okay, cool. He's the wind. He's just this is the guy. Like
He's the
where he
wind.
needs to be. Like I don't know. Well, that was a line he fucking the two of them used on each other in the fucking movie. It was just like I get it. Brad Pitt's a handsome guy and he probably can do that in real life. But I was just like, right, mate. Like fucking, she went against everything. And her fucking being, just like with you, and you just fucked off. What are we doing?
That is probably what I would change about it. Is I would have probably had him be like more like, oh, I finally found my home, like my team, my people. Even if he isn't driving, but
mate,
like
everything in my being thought he was going to like be part of the team as like the strategist.
He'd take over.
He not even take over, just a new role where he's like, right. Because the whole point of JP's fucking accident was he's like, be patient, wait, and go on this turn, and the current went early, and he's like, tell you, and his mag is after nut, and you're like, what? It's fucking him. Like, oh, it was just, I thought he was going to be like the strategist and stuff like that, because by the end of the movie, they were all just looking at him going, what's plan C?
Yeah.
And they still called it plan C when it was like, fucking plan A. You use it every fucking week. Plan A, so just do what he wants to do. Don't call it plan C. Like, he obviously knows what he's talking about. There was just wee silly things. And again, I am being very like, I'm making jokes. I enjoyed the film.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's enjoyable. Yeah. It's a movie.
Film.
It's a movie. It's very like what my kind of overarching thoughts of the whole thing was that it was very paint by numbers. It was very much a case of like, it's your bog standard, this type of movie, like beats that must happen. We've got all the little things that happen along the way, then we get to our ending that comes, and I mean I found the ending hilarious as well, I must admit. But yeah.
What do you mean you're going to go fucking race at sand dunes? I'm pregnant. Sorry, babe. Abu Dhabi calls and he fucks off like.
See you down the road, honey.
Yeah. Jokes on her. I'm no on the road. I'm on the sand dunes. Jokes on her. Like Brad Pitt, top level shagger. But yeah, look, Brad Pitt's really good in this film. Javier Bardem is really good in this film.
He was.
He's hilarious.
There's actually some really funny beats in it. Actually, in the film, like see the bit where they're both sat down. I think it's before one of the. They both sit down.
His first race. Yeah.
Is it the first one? And they just sit down. And they're like, "Yep, ready," or like it's like one word, and then they sit there. And there's just like this so awkward tension between them, and then they just, and then they just leave. Oh, it was so good.
I was surprised. Thingley wasn't involved more after seeing him like right at the start. Shea Wiggum, who was in the Mission Impossible movies. He was like the pit stop crew.
Oh yeah.
The what do you call it? The Daytona? No.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it was, the 24-hour one.
Yeah.
He was the pit manager. I thought he would have been in it more. The character I didn't like, and it's not against the actor. The actor's fantastic. Tobias Menzies' character Banning, the guy who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy the team," and
the most obvious villain of all time.
And I'm like, shit plan, mate. Like the guy's literally been best pals with fucking Bardem for they were Waynes, and you think he's going to fuck you over? Like, sit down. But again, like,
money buys a lot.
Was my point. Say again.
Money buys a lot.
But it's not about the money.
Shouldn't buy loyalty.
Money.
Exactly. It's not about the money. It's about the. What did you say? The
tarmac under your wheels.
Fucking. So I swear to God, see, looking at how Paul's dressed and how he's speaking, one of the F1s got to him, man. Like he's got the fucking taglines of the movies and all that coming out. Oh, it's about the tarmac. Shut up.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because it's time to mention now today's sponsor here at Shell. Like,
oh, God, can you imagine? But yeah, to me, I think that the whole thing with Banning is that, like, again, kind of at the very last minute, he was introduced as a villain, and I'm going, right, okay, he's someone now that we're to root against, but there's only like 20 minutes of the film left. I feel as if
not last minute.
Should have been introduced.
Not last minute. From first scene, Andrew. That is the villain.
What I'm talking about though is from when he's like, oh, I'm going to buy we've got so many offers, I'm going to buy it and blah blah blah. And I'm like, right, so we now have it confirmed. You're a dickhead. I was like, tell us that a wee bit earlier so that we can again. Give me something to make me think, oh, will he, won't he? Like, I knew Brad Pitt wasn't going to go with it because of how little time we had left in the film. But look, it's a wonderful set piece. I feel as if the thing that's got me is before I went to see this, people were comparing it to Top Gun Maverick, and I'm like, oh, it did not come close to the heights. And Top Gun Maverick is fucking up there. Don't get me wrong. Like, Top Gun Maverick is phenomenal. This is still good. But I'm like, there wasn't as much jeopardy for me within this film compared to the other ones. Like, the stuff that we did get was really,
a
really
man
good, but
flew in a car and it exploded into a fireball. How much more jeopardy do you want?
It was back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you just get up and dust yourself off. Put a little bandage around it.
Nah,
you'll be fine.
Bit of sawdust on his hands. He'll be
right.
Yeah. But
you'll do the high five machine.
And then he punches it that once.
Look,
the rare wee moments as well.
Party trick. Party trick for me is that machine.
Have you got good reactions?
I'm fucking banging at that. If National Museum at Scotland, I put on a show. Come and see me.
Never play money at Irish.
Best believe we'll be recording that and putting it on the socials. Though I want to kind of give a wee shout out as well to the character. Sees his manager. Let me see if I can get his name. I think it was his cousin or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The
one on the scooter and stuff.
Yeah, I liked him. I thought he was funny as fuck. Every time he came in, he was just like, "Family." It made me laugh, and I was like, "Yeah, you're funny."
I also enjoyed.
Lewis Hamilton's a fucking producer in this.
We knew from the fucking ending, mate. This got my biggest laugh was when at the end it says, because obviously it was Lewis Hamilton that was in front that had to beat him at the end. He's the one that's really going to win. Yeah, no, I found that quite funny because the executive producer Lewis Hamilton.
Man, fucking right.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I really enjoyed as well. Is it Kim Bodnia from Killing Eve fame, the guy that was the team manager?
Oh
the older
he was
guy.
Good.
I like him in general. He's a really good actor. He's really fun. And he was really good, I thought.
I think as you mention all these other characters as well, as I'm like, remember they introduced his family in the
yes!
for some reason, and then at the end his wife comes up and kisses, and I'm like, who cares?
You know what I actually thought since we've been talking about it. I think that there's a much longer cut of this film.
No.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh no, there probably is, but no.
No, I know.
This
I'm
on
just
the
saying,
numb bum scale.
Yes.
It's got quite close to being.
Yes.
I checked my phone.
It went on.
It nearly. I didn't check my phone, but numb bum scale. It was getting there.
Mm-hmm.
To the old fucking ticker coming up. It was quite long. And there was a lot of stuff where I was just like, yeah, I kind of see what you're doing, but but again, it's a good film.
I feel like
I enjoy it, and I would.
Apparently, I don't know what actress it is, but there was a whole plot line with one actress, and apparently it only has like one frame or something, or one.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Scene, but she was supposed to have a whole plot to herself, like something about her. And it didn't happen.
Add another plot in here. This is what I'm saying. Is I feel as if we didn't get enough, but I was like, no, but there's fucking loads in this. But there was certain stuff I wish we'd got more of. The whole Brad Pitt's the best thing in this film for me, other than the camera work and how they actually shot the races and stuff. Brad Pitt's fantastic. Love the character that he plays. He just seems really cool, and again, it just seems like it's Brad Pitt just being Brad Pitt, because I think Brad Pitt's quite a cool guy.
One thing I will say, you know the monologue he did.
Go on.
I kind of, when I was doing the monologue, I was thinking, you're starting to morph into Sylvester Stallone a wee bit. Did you like that's the way he was delivering the monologue? I don't know what it was. I just kind of got like Sylvester Stallone vibes. I was verging on it at times.
Aye.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I thought some of the stuff.
I can still go. I can still drive the car.
I
Hey,
could do this.
Michael Caine.
that's my Sylvester Stallone.
I know.
I can still drive the car.
Right, it's supposed to play the play doors off. For me, this movie is a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
I think it's.
Isn't that great? Isn't 7 great?
Yeah, I don't think it's 6 out of 10. I think it verges on 7. I think if I was to be, I think 6.5 maybe, but I'm going to be generous. Like there's the fact that we had a good laugh about Lothario Brad Pitt, just like pumping and dumping for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
That's pushed it up to a 7 for me. But yeah, like it's one of these where I feel as if I don't think I'll ever watch it again. And to me, I would only recommend it to F1 fans. If I am recommending a racing car movie, I would recommend Rush or Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I'd agree. 7 out of 10.
I'll be nice. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10 for me. I'd agree.
I will
Paul?
give this 7.5 because I enjoyed it a fair old bit. So I give it 7.5, and I really liked a lot of the cars. See the bit at the end as well, like when he's driving, he's about to win, and you're basically in the point of view of the car.
Yeah, the POV bit. Yeah,
I liked that. I thought that was really cool. So I think there was a lot of cool camera trick stuff that deserve credit for with the F1 in particular. And you probably
Also, the
won't get
fucking
that with
money
a lot of
involved.
cars.
The money involved,
Yeah.
both in F1 and this movie. Like Apple again throwing their money around. No wonder they're going going under, because it's Apple Films again. It's Apple who made this film. So the production value is
tell
insane.
me this wasn't a big old fucking advert for Abu Dhabi as well, but like we had all nonsense as well.
Making some money back, making some money back on
exactly.
that, yeah.
I don't think they'll be skint. But yeah, if you're a big F1 fan, if you're a Brad Pitt fan, head on over to the cinema and definitely check out F1. Let us know in the comments section if you've seen it. Have you seen it? Do you agree with us? Are you a big Brad Pitt fan? Do you know how he looks so good at such an older age?
Tell us!
But yeah, let us know who you... Sorry?
I said, tell us how he's looking good. Let us know.
Tell us, please. Tell us the secrets. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Get involved. Let us know in the conversation. What's your score? What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it? Try not to spoil it, in case people are reading the comments and they haven't seen it yet. Now, let's move on to Danny Boyle's 28 years later. We are back how many years after? What, 15, 20 years?
I think it's 28.
Is it not 28?
Is it 28?
No. Is that the point?
Yeah, no, it's 28.
Is it 28 years later?
Let's see, shall we? 28 weeks.
28 days, 2002. No, it's not.
Otherwise,
not
it's
quite.
false It's false advertising.
It's
then.
23.
It's false advertising, is what it is.
It's fiction. Right? So see next year when fucking JP's not racing for APX in the F1 and you're like, I watched a movie about that last week. It's not real.
Wait,
it's not real.
APX isn't a real company.
Nope. 28.
Oh, I'm changing my score.
Came out.
He's bought shares in
28 days later, came out
APX.
in 2002. 28 years later, came out this week in cinemas. It is once again directed by Danny Boyle. It is starring Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes, and
Alfie.
what's the young man?
Alfie Williams?
Alfie Williams.
Yeah,
Alfie Williams. I will be honest, I have not seen either of the first two movies before I went to see this movie. I watched
Same.
a 15-minute roundup
Oh.
of what the first two movies are about, just so that I had a rough idea. Before I start talking about, and again, this will be the same thing. We will give non-spoiler thoughts, and then we'll give a spoiler before we get any spoilers. I don't think you have to know anything about the first two films to watch this and know what's happening and enjoy it. So if you haven't seen them, happy days. You can go to the cinema and you can enjoy it as much as you want. Who would like to start first with their non-spoiler thoughts? Go on, Craig.
I'm going to keep mine nice and short and sweet, which I sometimes do. And that is, I'll repeat what I said on the social media for my quote. I am going to be angry about this film for a very long time.
Why?
You'll find out.
I don't know. Doesn't really tell us whether he likes it or not.
I
Paul?
personally, metaphorically and physically, twisted the arm of Craig Andrew Mooney to go see this film. A zombie film, might I add. A zombie film.
Yes.
And he went to go and see it. And I'll not spoil Mr. Mooney's own thoughts, but my goodness, there was hope on my face. There was hope. But yeah, we'll see. My thoughts. My thoughts are. I think this is a different vibe from the first two movies. Slightly, there are very British zombies in this. It is a very British feeling kind of film, but different in vibe. I would say to the first two. There's an element of there's some hope we might live through this kind of vibe, whereas the first two are pretty bleak, and it's like, oh, everything's fucked forever. Like, oh, we need to run. So I think there was like a more powerful emotional through line with this one than there is in the previous two. And then it was all going great up until a certain point in the film, and then I was like, that's odd. That was an odd choice. So yeah, that was my thoughts.
I really liked this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought the performances were absolutely incredible. Probably the best thing I've seen Aaron Taylor-Johnson in. I think he is an up and down actor where I watch some of his stuff and I go, oh, you're the guy. You are the guy. And then I watch something else and I go, oh, you're fucking rotten.
Then you watch Craven.
Then I watch... Oh!
Same guy. This guy also did Craven.
This is just like... This is just... we've got another video that's coming out a wee bit later on about Jurassic Park. Did you guys watch Jurassic Park 3?
Yes.
Did you guys watch Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, as in the third one. In the original trilogy.
As in the third one. Do you know who's in Jurassic Park 3?
What?
The rhino from Craven is in Jurassic Park 3.
Really?
So...
we've got such a fun discussion.
So he is.
The Jurassic Park ranking word.
So he is.
No more. We will talk about it in another video if you want to see that.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes and ears peeled on the social media channels when we do our fucking ranking list of all the Jurassic World movies. Anyway, Aaron Taylor-Johnson is fantastic in this film. He is a very, very good actor in this, and I'm going, because someone might be teasing that he might be a certain secret agent soon. And this kind of performance makes me go, I wouldn't mind that. Jodie Comer is utterly fantastic as the mother. Ralph Fiennes, wow, like loved that character. Alfie Williams carries this movie. Such a young actor,
Fantastic.
does so incredibly well. Shout out to Kim Allen, who I went to college with. She was in my year at college, and she was Jimmy's mum at the beginning, which was a pleasant wee surprise for me when I was in the
that's great.
But yeah, it was lovely to see that. But yeah, to me, the performances and the story of this just carry the film, and it's weird and bizarre and odd, but the main through line for what the plot is, I thoroughly enjoyed and believed the performances and thought it was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, there's a really odd thing that happens at the end of the movie that kind of makes the tone backflip on itself, and pardon the pun. But it's a fun discussion point for what we can talk about when we get to spoilers and stuff. But yeah, to me, I thoroughly enjoyed that film. I thought that film was fucking great. And oofed, did you see the zombie on that cock? Like, wow. But yeah, that's my thoughts. But I'm very interested now to see and hear Craig Andrew Mooney's rant. So now's the time to pause the podcast. Head over to Cineworld, sponsor us, or whatever cinema you see your movies in, and then come on back and hear what we have to say and spill, and full spoiler details.
Spill it to us.
Of 28 years later. Now, would we like to talk about the film, or will we do the ending first?
Please the ending. Let's get this out of the way.
Okay, let's
He
talk
can't,
about
he can't
the
keep
ending.
in the bile much longer.
Can't do it.
So we are obviously now in very, very much full spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, fucking more fool you. Yeah. So the Jimmy Savile Power Rangers showed up.
Oh yeah.
That's literally what it is.
By the way, Andrew, that's exactly how I described them as well. I think literally
But
word
that's
for word how I described them as well.
But that's what it is, though. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Fucking
not
hell.
anything else, and I'm not doing. Like, I feel as if like Craig's maybe doing this as like a that's what they look like to me. But like, no, I think
No.
literally,
Yeah.
it's the Jimmy Savile Power
No, yeah.
Rangers, which on paper, what? Like, what are we doing?
Oh.
Do you know? Again, I don't have the full context for this, right? But I'm pretty sure I seen a clip of Danny Boyle, and he was talking about when he read the screenplay, and he went, "This is the best piece of writing that I have ever seen," and I kind of went, "Best, like really." Look, I don't have all that much of an issue with it, to be honest. If you're telling me that it's going down a very like again, so basically what's happening is they're doing a trilogy of films. So we've got the second one comes out in January, which is quite cool. Like we get the next film in January, which I quite like, and then there's a third film. From what I've seen and from what I've read, and I've seen other people kind of trying to break it down, is like one person kind of broke it down where like, so see the part of this the movie where they come back from killing the big fat bloater person, and Thingy's dad, the wee guy's dad, Aaron Taylor Johnson's like, oh, they fucking 5 of them fucking came over and he blooted every fucking one of them, they all died, and it was our little man, he done it, and he's like, that's not how it happened. He's like, no, don't be fucking putting people yourself down, you fucking done it. It's my Newcastle accent.
Not bad.
But aye, like the way he's bigging this up and he's making it out to be this big grandiose thing that it wasn't. Someone's like, right, well maybe this is from the wee guy's point of view and this is what it looked like to him, but that wasn't actually what happened. I personally don't think that. I just think they've went, right, okay, Jimmy grew up in the 90s, and what was big in the 90s? Power Rangers and pedophiles. Like, that was what was big in the 90s, and like he's went full now then, and dressed up like Jimmy Savile and learned how to backflip and kill a zombie. Like, it's absolutely bizarre that I'm saying these fucking words, and best believe this will be clipped out. But like, I'm like, like it's bizarre, but it just didn't take anything away from everything that happened before that.
You think it improves the film? You think
sorry,
it makes
I don't
it
think.
better?
No.
Did you say?
Right,
Did you say?
Andrew thinks
didn't
the ending
away.
makes it better.
Did you
Craig.
say?
That's the headline. Andrew thinks Jimmy Savile improves movie. Like, no, that's not the headline. That's not the headline. It's not Andrew's thoughts. He does not think that. Jimmy Savile does not improve anything. However, what I will say is, I enjoyed the movie prior to this so much that I kind of got to that and went, well, that was fucking weird, but I guess it'll get explained. The other thing for me is we're not having to wait 3 years to understand why this is here. We only need to wait 6 months because we're getting the next one in January. What I would say is, and this is me just because obviously Marvel brain, this felt like the worst kind of Marvel after credit scene, but they didn't do it as an after credit. Also, I fucking love
Jack O'Connell.
what's his name?
Jack O'Connell.
Jack O'Connell. Not the best Scottish accent.
Was that the top vampire from Sinners?
The main
Sinners,
guy.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Big year for Jackie, boy. I adore Jack O'Connell. I think Jack O'Connell is a
fantastic.
wonderful,
He's fantastic.
wonderful actor. I think he's probably so he's so underutilized and stuff, and Sinners kind of cemented that for me.
From one classic villain to another.
Yeah, exactly. And which is more evil in your eyes? But yeah, like to me, it was bizarre. My girlfriend actually took it as that was his family. I don't think it's his family because his family died in the attack at the beginning.
What, that the other pedophile Power Rangers were his family?
Yeah, but I didn't take
No.
it as that. I just took it as like he's recruited.
Oh,
Yeah.
are we? I thought the little boy was Aaron Taylor Johnson.
No, the little boy's Jimmy, and Jimmy is the Inverness Jimmy Savile.
Yeah. Paul,
Really?
they had different voices.
Yes. What are you talking about? Of
Paul,
course it was.
Paul, don't be fucking ridiculous. You didn't. No, this is a bit. Sure, there has to be a bit. You must know that
Well,
the
no,
wee
you
boy
say
at the
this should-
start.
No, but you say this should be a bit. We asked Paul to do his American accent, and it does sound like fucking Michael Caine. So maybe he can't differentiate between a Scottish accent and a Newcastle accent. It might not be a bit.
I don't know. Like people, I have family that moved to Newcastle. They now sound like Geordies.
No, so Jimmy is
Yes, the
wee
wee
Jimmy
kid.
was the wee Scottish boy at the start that had the cross. Mate, he literally had like Jimmy was wrote on the guy's back. He's like, "Hello, my name's Jimmy," and like it was. I love you, Jack, but it was just. I know you probably just listened to my Newcastle accent when that was terrible as well, which is fair enough. But yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah,
cross and all that stuff. So he's the wee
that
boy.
clearly went
at the
over my
beginning.
head.
Yeah. So he was the wee boy at the beginning that then comes back
Right,
as
right, okay.
Jimmy Savile.
So
the
it
Red
all
Jimmy
came.
Savile Ranger.
It all came full circle then, and it all
It
makes.
did.
Oh
perfect
yeah,
sense.
fantastic. Well done. Honestly, Jesus. Right. Okay.
Did you hate it that much, Craig?
Oh, Andrew, I will repeat what I said at the end of the film, and this is at the volume I said it at in the middle of a crowded cinema. Right, this is what I said. This is exactly how loud it was. Danny Ball, you fucking idiot! Fuck! That's what I said after these. And hey, Danny Ball, you're a fantastic director. This is an amazing thing, and I do apologise. And I actually have technically worked with Danny Ball as well. But this choice is fucking madness in terms of a film, right? So right. Okay.
I can confirm he did scream these things.
Yes. So, like, I cannot describe how angry I got when that happened. Now, here's why. You all know, and the watchers and listeners know by now as well, how much I absolutely detest zombies. I detest the whole genre. I detest these kind of films. I hate zombies.
Even if they've got a 12-foot cock.
Especially when they've got a 12-foot cock. But anyway, no. So I was sitting there, obviously thinking I was going to be getting one kind of film. It's a zombie film. We're going to be getting jump scares and people running away and all this shit. And there was a little bit of that to an extent, but not overly so, and that was good. This film was a character-driven drama about a young boy saying goodbye to his mum. And that is a fantastic film. That film, up until those last 5 minutes, genuinely, and I am not exaggerating, that could be put forward for an Oscar contention. That film was done so well, and it's about death, and death is linked to zombies, and all these kind of things. The whole Ray Fiennes thing, the beautiful, one of the most beautiful phrases ever been uttered by humanity is that, remember you must die. That is one of the most beautiful things that any human has ever come up with in terms of a phrase, a saying, a quote, whatever you want to call it. And that's what this film is about. And also, zombies epitomise that. Yeah, great use of that and metaphor and simile and all this nonsense. And then you've also got the actual just core nice part of this film, which is this young boy taking his mum. He's becoming a man as well in multiple senses of the word. He goes off on his own at the end, and yeah, cool. I didn't really fully like that, but I kind of saw that. And then
Go Jimmy Savile. Dun, 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 dun.
Go Savile Rangers! They'll fix it. Fix it good.
Oh my god! And
For
then
American listeners, Jimmy Savile, I just realised as well,
Yeah.
American listeners might not know this. Jimmy Savile was a child's TV presenter who did a thing where it was Jim will fix it, so like sick kids would who had cancer and stuff like that would write to him, and they would get to meet Mr. Blobby. Mr. Blobby was another beloved child.
Oh yes, that nightmare
character.
factory.
Yeah. So Jimmy Savile was this person, and it came out in the last 10, 15 years or so that he was a monstrous pedophile that preyed on all these young kids.
Yep.
He's a fucking
Horror.
the scum of scum,
Yeah.
and
Like,
I
he
hope
was-
if there is a hell, he is getting everything that he deserves down there.
But like
yeah.
he was like friends with like the royal family. Like he was up like
We're
in
not
high society.
political.
But no,
We're not
I don't
political.
even
We
mean
can't
that.
talk about They're still here.
I don't even mean it like that. I just mean like he was friends
Yeah,
with
he
like
got-
the
but that's
top
how he got-
people in society.
Yeah,
He got away. He got away with it
That's-
because of who he was friends
That's
with.
the
yeah.
reason how he got away with it. Again, it's the same with all these pricks.
Mhm.
Fucking, they've got friends in high places and stuff like that. But yeah, so he was a very bad man. It is somewhat a source of morbid humour in the UK about it, in terms of. But for that to be a choice, look, Craig, I completely agree. It's fucking bizarre, and it's so off what the movie was.
It literally takes away Oscar contention.
I don't think it does.
I
don't think
it
That-
100% does. That film
I
can
don't
no
think it
longer be put forward. No, there's no way. No way
See,
after
does
that.
it?
Craig,
Right,
that
so
that
here's-
that is how I feel about the DJ twerking guitar scene in Sinners. That's how I feel
Fuck
about
off.
that. So we are finally of a
No.
Let's
not the
let's
same
not
thing.
get into how wrong you are about that
It's
scene.
not the
okay?
same thing at all.
Let's not. Get
We are
in-
talking
I know-
That
about
took-
we are talking about
that took
pedophile
me out
Power
of that
Rangers
film.
here. All right. We're talking about paedophile Power Rangers flipping into a scene with a young child who's just had this big, fantastic, emotional journey, and he just fucking in a blonde wig with a terrible Scottish
Kills me that he's
accent
Scottish
jumps
as
in.
well, man. It does. It
Jumps
kills me that
in.
he's Scottish in it.
Oh, do you want to be friends? Do you want to be friends? Yeah,
No, he doesn't say that. He says this is. He's like, we should be pals, and I was just like,
yeah.
fucking Scottish man, bastard.
Oh,
I'm not arguing that it should or shouldn't be in it, right? Again, he's put it in it. This is what the film is. I think it takes you out completely. Like, I sat there going, what the fuck was that? However, it does make me go, well, I want to see what the fuck this is.
but then put it
Better
as an
believe
after
I will
credit
buy it.
scene. Put it as an after credit scene, as you said. Like, why sully this film, which was a great.
No,
like,
I do.
Andrew, you've seen the studio, haven't you? You've watched the studio now, haven't you? The
Oh
Apple-
yeah, great
So,
recommendation. Well done.
you-
well,
yeah,
well
thank
fucking
you.
done, Craig.
At
Andrew.
last.
He's actually fucking.
At last.
He's recommended something to me that I
on
thoroughly
Apple,
enjoyed. Well
on
done,
Apple
Andrew.
as well. Yeah. So,
I know.
yeah. So you remember the episode, Andrew, where they watch Ron Howard's film and they are loving it, and it just
Yeah,
goes on
yeah,
that.
yeah, and there's a
it
really
goes on
shit
that
scene.
little bit too long, and then they're like, "This is the worst film
Yeah.
that's ever been made." Now, obviously, it's not to that extreme, but for me, if they had just taken that scene out, I would have left that film just like fucking hell. That was incredible. Wow. But I left
so
fucking raging.
So to me though, my question to you is though, is there not, even if it's just morbid curiosity, is there not a part of you going,
No.
oh, you better have a fucking good reason for
No.
putting that in there?
Because all they're doing is setting up more films. All they're doing is setting up a sequel. All that, and again, this could have been a standalone, fantastic piece of work, and that annoys me. That we're just going for like.
So-
Is
I
it-
agree. I agree with you there. They do have a case of the Marvelitis, where they're setting up before they can even finish one film. So apparently this is the first in a trilogy with Cillian Murphy, and he was an
Kelly.
executive. Huh?
Killian.
Killian.
That's what I said.
You said Cillian.
Cillian.
No, I said Killian. You said Cillian.
Oh fucking hell! Paul.
Stop
We
being so
record-
silly.
We are recording.
Record this, Paul. Put it in the chat. What did Paul say? Definitely said Cillian with an S.
Time
Stop being so
code.
silly and Cillian. Stop being so
Right.
Cillian.
Crack on
Anyway,
with your
Cillian Murphy. He's gonna be. He was an executive producer, and he's apparently going to appear in the next two films in some capacity.
So he's apparently appearing in the second one, but he's going to be the main thing in the third one, which again I'm excited for because I like Cillian Murphy. Look, I'm not disagreeing with you, Craig, because it's so jarring. It's so, and like if it wasn't in there, like to me, I'll tell my score at the end. It's a big kind of. It takes a mark off, obviously, because it's like so bizarre. But what I will say is, like, I'm super intrigued to go, right, well, what the fuck is it? Like, because you've got such a good film, and as you say, Craig, like, surely somebody would have went, Danny, see the whole paedophile Rangers at the end?
Can I take your temperature? See how you're doing?
Just maybe we'll take that bit and we'll put that over there. No, okay, you put that in then. It's your film. To me, I'm going, there has to be a good reason. And again, not just because of the fucking Savo Rangers. I am really excited to see the next one because I thoroughly enjoyed this film. So, let's move away from the pedo ending and let's talk about the film in general. So, obviously, we got the whole... Starts off with the Jimmy bit. Again, I felt like that was a really good introduction into like how the what would you call it? Infections started.
The rage
and
virus.
Where it was going and stuff like that. Yeah, the rage virus. So it obviously kind of focuses in on the character of what's his name? Spike. Spike is like the main kind of lead, and it's him. Loved the idea of it was this whole. They really kind of tune into the whole cult and religion and all that kind of stuff. Like there's masks and there's all this kind of stuff, and it's quite cool, aesthetic and stuff like that. He goes out to kill whatever it is. The direction and the cinematography of this film is so good. This is a Danny Boyle film.
Yeah.
Like, it is so entertaining and jarring and weird and unsettling, and it's so masterfully done. The whole bit, see what it was like when they go out, and it's almost like night vision when they're killing the zombies and stuff like that, and the way it kind of, they would let an arrow go and then it would like fucking subvert to the other side, and you would just see it explode through it. It was so well done. Cool. It was gory. It was really cool. It felt different. To me, it felt like something that I've never seen in this kind of zombie genre. And as I say, the performances between Spike and his dad, like Aaron Taylor-Johnson done, sort of like loved all that. Jodie Comer for me was
steals it as always.
Days, man, what a fucking performance from her.
She's so
like,
good.
Playing that kind of sick role, but also obviously going through like some sort of like fucking dementia that her cancer was causing as well, where she was calling Spike her dad. The again, another fucking bizarre bit where the baby is born, like the zombie is fucking pregnant, and then she delivers the baby.
Also didn't like that bit.
Like, you didn't like that? Oh, I loved that. Again, it was something different. I'm going, well, you would automatically think it was going to be a zombie, but it wasn't. And then the minute that it comes out, the zombie kind of turns back into being a zombie. Oh,
I tell a lie. Actually, I like the baby aspect. I didn't like the zombie giving birth. I would prefer it if they'd met someone along the way. Like if you'd taken out, for example, the Swedish thing was pointless. The Swedish guy. If you'd taken out that and it replaced that with like maybe a couple who were like, and then then they both die, and then there's an actual human baby. That then gets called Isle at the end. That's all fantastic. The circle of life and all that, you know, it works. It's great.
I don't mind the immaculate zombie conception thing because I feel like what they're
I don't think it was immaculate conception, to be fair.
well, you know, the immaculate
it's
birthing.
Jesus, baby.
Well, you never know, but I feel like what this is gonna be is like almost a bit like I Am Legend-esque in the end of the trilogy, in that they're living in like villages and they're the ones wearing the tribal masks occasionally, and they're going out hunting and just it's a zombie kid. What I think this film was subtly like sort of doing, because I got it with the very first zombies that they were killing, was that I don't think that first zombie bloater was going to kill. I think that was like a zombie family, and I think they very subtly put that. Well. And I don't think it was actually going to try and attack, but he just turns around and goes, "Oh fuck!" Just dead.
But then they let the kid go, which is interesting.
So what I think this is actually it's maybe the virus. You become like, if you're a zombie, you're like immune to any further infection from this virus or something. So if you have a baby, it's now born immune to the virus or something. I don't know. So what I think it's maybe it's where the people that are survivors are the ones that are like going to be the monsters eventually, and what's going to be is it's going to like eventually. The thought in my head was
and
life.
That's why we chose Jimmy Savile. It makes sense. It makes complete sense now.
Life finds a way. It was my the thought that came to mind for that.
I think that's a good. I think that's. I love the fact as well where when they met Ray Fiennes' character and he was like, oh, the miracle of the umbilical cord and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Because like to me, you would think it was automatic, but maybe that filters it out, or who knows. But again, like for what I watched of the what happens in 28 weeks later, there's like people that are immune, like their eyes aren't like hangweed and stuff like that, which is again gets touched on in this film when they run back to the big door and stuff like that. But yeah, like to me, I think what they did so well in this entire movie was to make you feel so unsettled. Like there was stuff going on at the village that made me feel kind of like, oh, yous are kind of quite culty. Like I don't like this. It's all very like follow the rules, all that kind of shit. If you go out there, we don't come after you. Loved the idea of the walkway as well, which was quite cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like to me, one of the only things that really detracted from this film, and again, it's a small thing that didn't really bother me. This has to happen for the story to progress. Was when he initially goes out with his dad, and we see how dangerous. Obviously, you had the crawly ones, and they weren't that dangerous, but the ones that could like track him down and that chased them into the house and stuff like that. Mum and Spike don't come across. It seems they get from point A to point B fairly easily. They don't like. It didn't seem as if it was too difficult. I know there are moments where they got like fucking Schlongzilla.
I think that's why they added in the Swedish guy in the scene where they're getting chased.
Getting
protection.
gave them that, like, because even the moment, and again, it's a wonderful performance again from Jodie Comer when Spike falls asleep and she bags the big bloater guy and smashes his head in and stuff like that, but she can't remember and stuff. It was a really cool moment. The stuff when she was talking to Spike, like it was the dad was heartbreaking, but yeah, like to me, the thing I loved about this was the performances, and as you say, Craig, it was a drama about a young man trying to help his mum, which ultimately led to his mum dying. I think the way they subvert Ray Fiennes' character is wonderful.
Loved it.
Like I loved the setup that he was this fucking madman that was just collecting all these dead bodies and he just waves at somebody. I'm like, oh, he's a fucking wrongin' if I've ever seen one. And then ultimately he's just a nice guy that's decided this is going to be my tribute to mankind and to the people that have died and stuff. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. And his performance again, Ray Fiennes, do more stuff, man. Get him in more fucking things. He's great.
I was thinking about this as well during the film, that they bury all their dead and he was cremating them. And of course, as a doctor, you'd probably be like, oh, right, there's clearly a virus. I should burn these to... Like, as before coming to the skull, so he's like, I should burn these bodies. He's covering himself in iodine and all that to protect himself. So it's just very I saw it as just him being very clinical, and then them being a bit more tribal. It was like, what the hell is he doing? This witch doctor person, kind of,
Yeah, I like that you brought that up though, because there's the other side of him as well. We big Sinbad Schlongpants, who he does it like he's like, oh, he's been here for quite a while. And I'm like, brother, get him gone. He is terrified. Like, I love the fact that they've got this idea. Again, Craig, I know you don't like zombies, but I like when they do things different with zombies. I like the fact he's like this alpha who, and it kind of goes back to something that you said, Paul, about how it's almost as if they're families. He tracked them down because they had his child, which I was like, that's quite cool.
For sure.
I quite like that. Don't know why he had to have his trunk hanging out and just like for everybody, because I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, look, dude, I'm a straight guy. Every time that cock was on screen, I'm only looking one place, and that's just at his big schlong.
I'm not gonna lie,
it was so.
You've kind of brought this up about 6 times now.
How can you not, mate? It was fucking enormous. And it's not even as well. It's not even that it was big. He ran everywhere, so it was fucking like it was everywhere. And if you can't look a cock in the eye, you need to have a fucking word with yourself, right? We've all been at the gym. But yeah, it was a choice, and like I was like, cool, big sandbag, long slung, that's fine. But yeah, like that was a terrifying character as well, though. Like how like
when he chased
the idea of ripping the fucking skull and spine like through the bottle, like that was terrifying.
Yeah.
And they set him up so well with the when Aaron Taylor Johnson and Spike go out at first, and it's just this big fucking shadow in the background that's telling all the other zombies to, like, I'm like, oh, it kind of comes back to that whole like pack hunting thing that's even scarier when you've got two people that are going out and then you've got a horde or a pack or whatever you want to call them. I thought it was great, and the one thing as well though is like, obviously you grow up in this, and like even the way they were coming out and they were like, oh, look at the fields, and it's like there's so much grass and so much land and stuff. I liked the character of Ray Fiennes, but like he fucking hands your mum's skull. You say your goodbye to your mum like an hour ago, and it's like, there's her head. He's just like, I'll pop it up there. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could do that.
Again, though,
maybe just the
beautiful scene, like climbing up and then putting that at the top, and then the sun rising. Like, again, fucking hell. Anyway. Sorry, my anger for this film will not dissipate. It's not going to win anytime soon. I'm just so fucking fucked off.
I just want to say,
I loved it until the last 5 minutes. Oh,
I just want to say as well, like during the film, I turned over, and I think you took me completely seriously. I don't know what, but I said to Craig, I just went, that's actually Jodie Comer's actual skull that they've put up there, and you were like, really? I didn't know.
What? No. I thought you meant that she'd had like a cast done, and that they used. I didn't think of that. What the fuck?
How did you do that?
I thought you meant they'd like made a prosthetic of her actual like 3D like printed skull or something.
And a behind the scenes shot with Jodie Comer and the director behind her with an ice cream scoop, just fucking pop that out, and we'll just get a wee cast of that, Jodie. Is there anything else that we've not touched on that you guys?
I just wanted to
talk about?
I wanted just to bring up, because you were talking about the alpha a minute ago. Like the one of the most tense scenes I've seen in a long time was when he was chasing them along the walkway. And like they were kind of getting back to the that was so well done as a chase scene. Like, and I'd loved how they used the this is like a St. Abs, isn't it, that we're using? So I've been there. I've been so like that walkway. Like it was getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and he was getting faster and faster.
It was the sky as well.
Oh, it was so good.
The sky was like red and stuff, because there was a part of me thinking this was them still like sleeping in the house, because the house just collapses. And then they obviously get chased and stuff, and I'm going, oh, fuck, is this going to be like a dream sequence or something? Because the sky looked so gorgeous. But again, it would do, because there's no pollution, because we fuck this planet up. Because we're pricks. But yeah, I adored this film.
Oh, it was, no, I really liked that.
The marks that it's lost, I'm kind of wanting to give them back now at how angry Craig is about it, because it's bringing me such joy.
I liked the fact that they killed the main Swedish guy off. The way they did his death was quite good. Like where he walks back and a big hand just comes up and picks him up, and then you hear him screaming, and then of course the gunshots, and then he's just carrying his head.
It's so fucked up as well. Ray finds this when he darts Sinbad, and he's just like, I'll take that, and he just tries it out, and then goes.
Poor Eric, I know him well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But yeah, to me, I think, look, I get Craig's criticism. Ultimately, for me, I'm like, it doesn't take away from me like everything else that came about it. The cinematography is stunning, the camera work, the editing, absolutely fantastic. The performances are out of this world. It's genuinely made me such a fan of Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think the young guy that plays
Alfie
Spike,
Williams.
let me get his name.
Alfie Williams.
Yes, Alfie Williams is going to go far. Jodie Comer, we already knew she's phenomenal, but fuck me, does this like put an exclamation point behind her? Like, it's just Craig. You summed it up well. It's a fucking drama movie that they kind of
in a zombie shell. with a
Yeah, and a zombie chef.
with a
But
Jimmy
it's
Savile
explained-
tracksuit.
Yeah,
With
that's
a,
what
with,
I
a, with a
was saying.
paedophile twist.
With a paedophile gold ring. But yeah, like to me, it does what I love about The Last of Us so much is zombies are the background. It's telling a story within that universe and within that world. That's just a gorgeous story. It's a young man trying to find his mum help. That's it. And it's like even like we've not really kind of like dived into the fact that his dad wouldn't take her because he thought that Ray Fiennes was a fucking
Nothing.
psycho killer that had maimed hundreds of bodies and stuff like that. But this young man was like, no, I want to get my mum help. If he's a doctor, he'll be able to help. I fucking loved this film.
Right, scores then.
I will give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, fucking hell.
Thoroughly loved this film. 8.5.
Do you think, just before I hand my score off, the bit at the start, because they make it very clear, especially with the Swedish soldier, Britain's like, fuck, you're being left, like, but Europe's kind of got this under control, and the rest of the world is kind of fine. Do you think that's like a little dig at Brexit? I thought that was a little Brexit dig.
Because that was the same. That was the same as the first two films.
No.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Apparently it spread, and then they went back on that for this film. I read that, which implies it is a little.
From
dig.
what I'd seen, it sounded as if it was the UK that was fucked, and then elsewhere it was going to spread, but they stopped it or something. Maybe I got that wrong.
No, that
What
is
you, Paul,
what
what's your
happened.
score?
I will. I'm gonna give this a 7. A 7. I really enjoyed the film, but the end ending does leave a sour taste in your mouth. So I'll give it a 7.
Fair enough. And Craig?
Before those last 5 minutes, this film was a 9. After those 5 minutes, this film is a 7, and I'm being generous.
It's not a 7. You can't do that. Just walk out the cinema before that bit comes on. When you watch it on DVD, just hit fucking pause. Like, just end the film. You can't take 2 marks off for that.
I fucking will. It ruined the film.
I'm doubling down. It's a 9. 9 out of 10. Fucking great film. Thoroughly recommend it. If you've not yet seen it and you've watched this and you enjoyed the hilarity that we've told you about the fucking pedo rangers, make sure you head to the cinema and see that. Now, to end this week's episode, this review, we are going to do our monthly movie roundup, where we tell you all the films that are in the cinema just now and what you should go spend your hard-earned cash on to see. There have been 5 major movies out this year. We have reviewed 4 of said major movies, but I'm going to give you a quick little review of the last one when we do this. So we've had The Ballerina, we have had
Good stuff.
F1,
Really
we
good
have
stuff.
had 28 Years Later,
Great stuff.
we have had, what's the last one? Final Destination? No, that
No.
was June.
How to Train
That
Your
was me.
Dragon.
How to Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon, thank you very much, Paul. And we have had Elio. We have reviewed the first 4. If you have not yet watched the reviews, head over and you can find How to Train Your Dragon and Ballerina, or spoiler review for that. And then obviously you've just watched us review F1 and 28 Years Later. So the only one that we haven't reviewed is Elio. You guys haven't seen it?
Not
No.
yet. Want to.
No, so I've seen it. It's the new Pixar movie. It's about a young boy who loves aliens, wants to get taken away by aliens and see their world and stuff like that. I won't spoil it. What I will say is, to me, that's the best movie of the month. I think Elio is utterly fantastic.
Ooh.
I am shocked at how... I'm not shocked because Disney have done this with Pixar for quite a while. There's no advertising. There's no real fucking press for it. There's nothing like that. It is a wonderful, wonderful movie. It is so heartfelt, emotional, funny, well animated. It's fucking great. If you're into Pixar, go see it. Support the film. It's great. Obviously, it'll come to Disney Plus. So if you want to wait and see it on Disney Plus, you can do. In that case, I would tell you to go see 28 Years Later because it's the best film, and also you'll get to enjoy the hilarity of the ending. But to me, if you have not yet seen any of these films. My order for these films would be Elio, 28 Years Later, How to Train Your Dragon,
Okay.
F1 Ballerina.
Don't
Would be my
yeah,
order.
not a bad list. Not a bad list at all. Don't disagree with half of them. So
What about you guys?
I think in reverse order, Ballerina number 5. I'm sorry, number 4 because I've not seen Elio. I imagine Elio will be quite high on the list and it's also one of my movie draft picks, so I'm definitely going to go and see it. So Ballerina number 4. I think F1 3. Fair enough. 28 Years Later, I suppose number 2. I suppose. And a distant first, and what you should go and see see in the cinema and spend your money on is definitely How to Train Your Dragon, 100%. Go and see it.
I might go Ballerina 4. 28 Years Later 3.
Wow.
F1 2. I think more people are going to enjoy that in general. Don't disagree. It was a great done film 28 years later. But I also think F1 was as well. And there's spectacle to it. There's spectacle. And number 1, How to Train Your Dragon. I think it was a fantastic adaptation. That if you enjoyed the animated movie, it's the first live action adaptation that you'll really love too. So I think go and see that. See it in IMAX as well if you can.
Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
And
Well,
be
I don't
gone
know what's
now.
in IMAX just now.
It's actually going. It's
think-
actually going to the cinema soon. How to Train Your Dragon. Is it last week?
What I would say though, very, very, very strong month for movies.
Yes.
Like very strong month.
Yes.
If Ballerina's your worst film of the month, like it's still a good film and you should go see Ballerina if you get the chance. Very strong month. And we can only hope that next month is just as strong.
I think it's going to be great.
Major releases. And
So
each
excited.
of these films will get their own
Yes.
review. We will do them individually rather than putting these together. These were all major releases this month, but we felt it was better to put them together. But we will have a Jurassic World Rebirth spoiler review. We will have a Superman spoiler review, and we will have a Fantastic Four spoiler review. We will also, in between that, at some point, I don't know who, I don't know how, I don't know when, and I don't know where, but we will also be talking about Ironheart, which drops, the first three episodes drop tomorrow. I'll probably, to be honest, I think I'm going to bring Vash in, because Vash hasn't been on the podcast for a while, so I might bring Vash in to do Ironheart. Don't boo Vash, I love Vash. So I'll probably bring in Vash to do Ironheart. It's only a 2-week release. You get 3 episodes and 3 episodes, so that could be good for it, bad for it, who knows. Also, Squid Game drops next week. We also have The Bear drops next week as well, so try and binge them and get reviews out for them. We also have our part 2 of the fantasy movie draft, which we will be recording this week, and that will also be up on the podcast channel, where we will get to pick and discuss all the future movies that are coming out between now and the end of the year.
Ranked.
And we will have our catch up is back. Say again.
Ranked Jurassic films.
Ranked, yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
will be
gonna do that.
ranking all the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park films.
We'll
I
be
think
ranking
it'll
all
be a very-
day.
It'll be a very interesting conversation. And catch up week to week episodes. We'll be talking about all the news. There's a lot of news that's coming out, and we will catch you up on all that good stuff. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We very much appreciate it. Let us know what is your favourite film of the month. Let us know what you thought of these 2 movies that we've spoken about today, and what are you most looking forward to next month. What one of those 3 films, Fantastic Four, Jurassic Park, or Superman, are you most looking forward to seeing and hearing our thoughts on? Get involved in the conversation. It really does help the podcast. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you're not already following, we are at WithMatesPod on all social media platforms. Get involved in the conversation, because we would love to have that discussion with you. Tell me who you agree with. Do you think Paul's right about F1? Do you think I'm right about 28 years later? Or are you with Craig and hating Jimmy Savile? Like us all. We all hate Jimmy Savile.
Not
Don't
a bad
put him
camp to be
movies.
in, I'm not
He's a
going to lie.
cunt.
Except Andrew.
Fucking... Oh, I nearly said it, but I didn't. I was like, fucking love... I don't. He's a fucking awful, awful man. But I'm intrigued at what they do at the end of that movie, so I'll be there in January to see what they do. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you think. Craig, where can the lovely people find you and all that you do?
You can find me on all social media platforms. It's at Craig Andrew Mooney. And please also make sure you're getting in touch with Etienne Verse Comics to get your copy of Hyena Man. It is now out. All the pre-orders have been sent out. They're all with lovely people who pre-ordered the comic book, and now it's just available on sale for anyone. And there's signed copies as well, and also come catch us at various Comic-Cons coming up, because I'll be coming to my first Comic-Cons. I'm excited. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting you all as well.
Polysmack?
If you can avert your eyes from the long zombie schlong long enough, you might just find my Instagram at Stirrit Story.
Not me. Because I know where my eyes will be. And if you want to follow me, I'm at Andalf the Grey, but I don't want your follow. Don't follow me. I don't need it. Don't want it. Don't like it. Follow the podcast at WithMatesPod. That's the important one, and that's where you can find me at WithMatesPod on all social media platforms. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and we are importantly, we are on YouTube. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, all that shit. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Latest on the Minji.
One more time. Go, go, Savo Rangers.
Go, go.
Nice, that's a good one.
Mighty Morphin Savo Rangers. It's a bop, man.